had this feeling that something was terribly wrong with the world that we live in, but you couldn't figure out just what it was. Then you've come to the right place. Secret societies, mystery religions, and the Illuminati have been controlling our reality since the beginning of time. But not anymore, because there is an awakening happening, and you are about to become a part of it. Wake up, because this is a call for an uprising.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. I've been meaning to cover this. I remember this came out last year. I had heard about it, but with all the stuff going on with the one-niner, I never got around to it. I totally forgot about it. And people recently have been posting it up on my website. And it needs to be covered, obviously. All these types of TV shows that are using predictive programming on the youth, especially this in particular, is preparing people for the mark. That's right, the smart mark. I love how they use the term mark, but remember, you can't mention the mark of the beast on here, or you might get a strike because you don't want to wake people up, but you have got to see it. I don't know if I've seen a program that has used this the way that this was used on the show Stretch Armstrong. Remember that toy Stretch Armstrong? You used to get it, you'd stretch its arms. I never was into that stuff, but I remember seeing the Stretch Armstrong toy many times when I was a kid. Probably likely if you were someone who played with it at school, you got beat up. But hey, if Stretch was your thing, he was your thing. It's a lot safer than what we have in today's world, which is boys playing with Barbies. But hey, let's get into another topic here, and that's the smart mark. This show is promoting the smart mark. I'm going to show you the clips now. It is obviously a device that goes inside you. Wow, what a coincidence. And has nothing to do with what's going on in today's world, of course, and what's going to come here. But they show you that. They show you how the big brother can control the chip. They show you how you don't need a phone anymore, how you could buy and sell with it. Unbelievable, geared towards kids. Thanks again, Netflix, for continuing to indoctrinate the masses and prepare them for this. These people are sick. Take a look.
City is stunned by the sudden rollout of Rook Unlimited's most fantastic device ever, the Smart Mark. Throw your other devices away, because the Smart Mark is more than just a phone. It's part of you. Use it as cash. Book your travel. And even shoot video. Distribution points are all over the city.
I never realized how wonderful technology could make me feel.
And the best part? It's absolutely free.
23% of the population has been given the smart mark, number one.
Let's put our new recruits to work, subtly.
We should find the Flex Fighters.
I ought to find the Flex Fighters.
To make it all better. All these years working in secret.
World order is our destiny. Submit to a smart mark and join the glorious victory of order over chaos, or you will be eliminated.
Dangerous. It's a conspiracy. Mind control.
This is how they keep order.
This is the nightmare I warned you about. People think smart marks are brand new Rook tech that will improve their lives. They don't know they're being tricked.
But your chip makes it possible to control everyone in Charter City, whether they're marked or not.
So you see all the programming. I mean, it's unbelievable. It really is. Have you ever seen it more easily depicted, more accurately depicted in a child's program? I mean, they're literally saying, okay, you can go get this. Now you can book your travel with it. Book this. And then the big brother activates it. Of course, they throw some stuff in there in the episode about conspiracy with it. Like, oh, you know, they're controlling it. But this is predictive programming at its finest. They show it to the masses, they desensitize the children, they prepare them for what the future holds. Then when something like this comes out, they're like, oh, like Stretch Armstrong, awesome. Awesome, now I don't need a phone no more. Now I don't need a wallet no more. Now I don't have to book through, I don't know how people are booking, by the way. Like, book your travel through it. Well, aren't people booking it through the internet? I mean, they still gotta, like, you know, pick a day and a time, or they just magically, I didn't really understand that part, unless, you know, people are still going to travel agencies, God bless their souls if they are, but they are showing you exactly what's going on. Big Brother being able to access the chip. Oh, let's access. I mean, gosh, can you make this stuff up? And they call us all insane. So what is the theory then from the people who think that we're all nuts and, you know, they're going to say, well, they did it to troll. That's usually the number one thing they say. Or, well, they got the idea from you guys, and that's why they're using a crazy depiction of a conspiracy. They're showing this to kids. They're preparing them for this type of technology to be in them. And everything that's going on in today's world with cyber attacks, identity attacks, the whole outbreak type deal, all of that stuff ties into this. This is what we've all been saying. What's this the thing that's going to go in you? It's going to have your certificates on it. It's got, I mean, all of it. Birth certificate, social, money, digital currency, which is why I've always warned about crypto, even though I get why people think crypto is saving the day, because obviously the Federal Reserve is the enemy. I mean, that Federal Reserve is the pits. But the Federal Reserve is in on it because they know that they have to get to a digital. And what better way than to take people who are semi-awake and lead them down the wrong direction? That's what they do with politics, too. People who are somewhat awake, they give them Q, they give them Trump, and they think that they're on an awake quest. They're on a cruise ship of awakening. No, you're not. You're heading in the wrong direction. They're heading you right into a wall. Maybe it's the wall at the bottom of the world. I don't know. But you tell me. Is this unbelievable, this being shown? I mean, you know, all of these shows, these cartoons, they are there to program the youth. And you see it now. I recently covered, if you haven't seen it, with Sesame Street. Yesterday I did a video showing the Muppets. Not a lot of people saw it because, of course, YouTube didn't send out notifications. But go through my videos every day if you don't see notifications, because there's multiple videos per day. You might as well just get used to looking at the video list if you want to watch all the content. Of course, if you don't want to watch something, that's perfectly fine. I don't expect everybody to watch everything I put out. I'm trying to put out as much as I possibly can because this is it here. We're in an end time period, the end time period, not unend, the end time period. I don't know the day or the hour. You don't. Tomorrow, 2 years, 5 years, 20 years. I doubt it if it was that long. But it's every day is so important to get my voice out, your voice out, our voices out. So I'm trying.
How many coins can you get for hitting the jackpot in one of their games?
1 million.
And what about us?
Up to 1 billion.
Nice. Also, raise the chances of winning free games. Win a free game every 10 spins and give them a chance.
I'm trying to make as much content as I can while I can, which again is why I also ask you to sub to my other channels and become a Patreon as well, so I can just keep making this stuff, because some video, one thing might click with someone. Like this video here might click with somebody who was skeptical or didn't understand what we're talking about with the mark. So for those of you who don't follow the Bible, you saw all that stuff that's occurred, right? That in that video with all, you know, the chip and the smart mark, whatever they're calling it, being your phone, being your wallet, being your travel agent, being everything inside you, okay? Revelation chapter 13, verse 16 through 18. And the second beast, and listen very carefully, ready? For those, I know a lot of you already know this, I obviously know it, but for those who don't. And the second beast required all people, small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hand or on their forehead, so that no one could buy or sell unless he had the mark, the name of the beast, or the number of its name. Here is a call for wisdom. Let the one who has insight calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and that number is 666. So no one could buy or sell unless they had it. Now, where are we also seeing not being able to buy or sell coming in? Well, we're seeing restrictions on places you can go unless you have a certain something, which I'm not going to say because I'm not going to correlate them here, but common sense should be working in your brain if you're listening to this. What do we have going on in France and around the world now? You can't do this or that. You can't go see the Foo Fighters. I almost said it. The Foo Fighters unless you have it. You can't go see concerts unless you have it. Okay, and this is the beginning for it. I'm not saying that that's necessarily it, but leading to it. The predecessor, a lot of people believe, including myself, for it. Okay? For it. But that still doesn't mean to get it. That. Okay? So anyway, you won't be able to buy or sell without. So they're preparing the youth out there to have this smart mark through shows like this. Now you might say, well, nobody watches Stretch Armstrong. Well, I have no clue who watches Stretch Armstrong. to be honest with you. I mean, would I watch it? No, I wouldn't be caught dead watching it if I was a teen, especially if I wanted to have friends. No, I'm kidding. Who knows who's watching it, you know, but this is going to pop up in many shows, lots of anime, and they use cartoons because it's an easy way to get kids. When I've spoken to ex-Satanists who have been, you know, parts of rituals that involve those things that we can't talk about here, which are disgusting and disturbing, unfathomable things, they talk about how when all that stuff starts, that they're led in by watching cartoons that feature it, like characters that look like Mickey Mouse doing it, performing those types of things, because the cartoon triggers in their mind. It's a way for them to, oh, they sit in front, they watch it. Same thing here. They use cartoons. They're using Sesame Street, the Muppets, Teletubbies, Disney, Star Wars, all pushing this, right? And they're all going to be pushing the smart mark. So this is frightening to me. I'm glad that people brought it up on my website again because I forgot. I have so many things to cover. There's not enough time in the day, really. And luckily right now I have the energy to cover it. And I'm on a roll pretty much with, and I'm not saying that to pat my back. It's because, you know, a lot of you know that I go up on ups and downs. I'm trying to stay on an up despite how horrible everything is in this world. I'm trying to get as much info out there as possible. I feel that God equipped me to be here at this time period to help in this way. And that's what I'm trying to do. So if you haven't joined the website, please consider doing so. It really helps go a long way for me as well by being a member over there and getting the information out and seeing the stuff that you guys have to share. We're all in this together. Just because I'm a voice on YouTube doesn't make me better or more knowledgeable than anyone else. We're all in this together. So you share your information over there. It helps me a great deal, helps everybody a great deal. You help wake other people up as well. So check out the website at callforanuprising.com. Make sure you're subbed to my other YouTube channels as well. And a special thank you to the Patreons. I appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for your contributions. Please consider becoming one if you're not. Thanks again to everyone out there. God bless you and your families.